Hey guys, what's going on? STO Youngblood with you, and this is the first episode of my sniper school for Medal of Honor Warfighter. Basically, what I wanted to do was start up a series, and I did one of these for Battlefield 3, where I went through and kind of highlighted some of the ways to play an aggressive recon role and some things that helped you out. But that came out later in the game, and I didn't want it to wait until too long before I started doing these because I wanted to help as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. So with that being said, I'm going to break this up into a series, and hopefully you can get a little bit of something out of each one of these episodes. Now, the first thing that I really want to talk about here is going to be with the class itself and some of the limitations. And specifically what I'm talking about is getting yourself in trouble by rushing too hard. For a lot of players like myself, you want to go balls to the wall and you really want to get up in the enemy's face, but at the same time, you like using the bolt-action weapons. Well, you got to be a little bit more careful in Warfighter than you would have been in Battlefield 3 or even, Call of Duty. And the main reason is being the only way you're getting a one-shot kill in this game is if you're getting a headshot. It's not quite as forgiving with the mechanics set up the way it is right now. Battlefield 3, you can come around a corner, get a hip-fire body shot, and if it's in the torso, you're getting a kill. That's not happening here. So the first thing I really want to talk about is controlling the engagement. You want to have an idea where the enemy's coming from. You want to make sure that you're kind of predicting and taking corners smart. And you'll see some of that in the gameplay, although it's something that I'm still adjusting to. One thing that can really kind of help you out with this is that the routes are very predictable in Warfighter. In Battlefield 3, you can kind of create your own routes by blowing up a wall, or you can take a vehicle, or you can spawn off of your teammate, which you can do in this game here as well. But it's much more linear in a way. There's predefined routes, and while you can take any number of these routes, no one's really going to have the ability to just come out of a forest and flank you. There's only a certain amount of space for the enemy to work with, and you need to be able to use that to your advantage. So using that really comes into play with having an idea of positioning with your team. If you're moving up towards where your team is at, you have an idea of where they're facing the engagement. So use them as a relationship. If you know where they're at, but you can tell a different route is open, that's a route that you want to be careful about coming in. You don't want to go charging in there too fast because you don't have a weapon that you can really just hip fire unless you're going to switch to your secondary, which isn't a bad plan. I always suggest making sure that when you're taking a sharp turn or you're making a blind turn that you're scoped in and ready to make your, hit your target if they are there. If not, no problem. Put down your scope and keep on moving. One thing that's really important for you to keep in mind is knowing the strength of your primary weapon. Later on in this series, I'm going to get into weapon reviews and kind of give you an idea of the benefits and drawbacks of each of the different sniping, all the different rifles that are out there. But you want to make sure that you have the understanding that this weapon is designed to be high-powered, one-shot kill if you land it in the right spot. And you want to play to that strength. It takes a while to chamber another round, so you need to be making sure that the enemy is either at a suitable distance where it's going to be hard for them to kill you if you don't get that one-shot kill, and you're going to have time to either rechamber another round or follow up with your G18 and get the kill. I said I was going to get into some weapon reviews later on, but considering you had the same secondary for the entire class, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the G18 for a second. The G18 is a high-capacity sidearm. It's got fully auto fire. It does a decent amount of damage, although it's not a powerhouse by any means. But it's an excellent counterpart to your primary weapon. It's basically everything that your rifle is not. It's got a high rate of fire. It's fully automatic, which goes along with high rate of fire, obviously. But most importantly, it's something that you can hip fire and spam a little bit, and it's great for a couple different things. I mentioned earlier kind of coming around a corner and using that as almost a primary if you're going into a blind sector. It's not a bad plan. The best thing about the G18 is it's an excellent way to follow up on your kill. When you get a body shot, it's doing 90 damage on the enemy, so you only need to get 10. If you've got a high-capacity automatic pistol in your hand, you can get that last 10 very quickly, even at a distance. Now, probably the most important thing that you need to know about using the G18 is that when you're playing in Warfighter, chances are most people are being smart. Well, I may be giving people too much credit, but they should be sticking in the general vicinity of their fireteam buddy. Now, the benefit of the fireteam buddy is that, let's say you get that one-shot kill, and you kill the buddy, well, his friend who is close by probably has you lit up in bright red and knows exactly where to go to find you. Now, if they're close enough, you may not even have time to chamber that second round. Along with that, with it being so hard to actually get that one-shot kill in this game, it's really important that after you take your initial shot, you need to be pulling out that secondary almost immediately. So one, you can follow up and get that last 10% on the one guy that you were initially targeting. And two, so you're ready to take out his buddy when he comes for you, because most situations he's going to be there. A really good example of this is watching the clip that's going on right now. You'll notice that I get the one-shot kill on the guy up top, but then as soon as I rechamber the round, his friend comes back around. I should have left that secondary out knowing that he was coming, but I didn't, and that ended up getting me killed. It's a lesson to learn for that type of situation. The last thing that I really want to talk about in this episode is using all the tools available in your arsenal. You shouldn't feel like you have to be sitting at the back of the map just because you have a long-range weapon. It's pretty good in close range. You've got an excellent spammable option in your G18, as well as having the Tomahawk available, as well as some other things. So you don't need to sit in the back of the map. You can actually charge and plant objectives. You can be a team player. Not only is it responsible so you can help your fire team buddy out, but it's also smart. You've got one of the best objective defense equipments available in the game in the proximity mine. Now, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more detail, but as you can see here, you're using a variety of different methods to work your way towards the bomb. And that's what makes you a team player. Sniping, yes, in real world you're sitting a mile away, but guess what? This is a video game. It's supposed to be fun. You've got the tools to help your team, and you can do that in this sniping role. So that's really all I wanted to cover today. Very basic stuff. You know, keep checking back. Next episode, we're going to talk about using the peek and lean function, which is extremely helpful. We're going to talk about the proximity mines as far as what they do and how you can identify them and best placement. And we're going to talk about spotting and supported shooting and the benefits. So, again, I'll probably cover what you guys want to hear in the future, but if there's something in particular we want to hear, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll do my best to get to it. And until the next episode, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you learned something, and yep, I will catch you guys later.